Hello, that was yours? How did you go back?
It was mine, Gregory. So basically, Henry and William created.
Two animatronics, Spring Bonnie and Fredbear. They've named their Fredbear Diners, where they will both collect money. Although Henry was busy doing entertaining stuff as Fredbear, William would play as the Spring Bonnie suit, and they also made it spring lock just in case that if the animatronics manufactured that they would take over the role of it. William and Henry also had to go through intense training since they both knew that the spring locks would activate at their activation of water, as well as I'm pretty sure they can't get moist or they can't sweat inside the suits unless those skeleton locks will lock in. They'll probably die. William lures 5 kids in the back room and starts his murdering spree. He first starts off with Susie, since he lures them in by saying that her dog died. After luring her and saying that her dog died and luring her in the back room, she stuffed her inside the animatronic that her first later worked.
The last one to die.
She was the first one. Then it was Foxy, Bonnie, Bunny, and Cassidy. They all take a form of an animatronic, and those 5 start the spirits that will haunt William the purgatory. Henry then finds out. The police then start an investigation just because of that. People don't want to go inside the pizzeria because of how the odor smells of blood and rottingness, as well as the 5 kids missing incident. The last straw that barely closes us out is the bite of 80 or 90. The bite of 03, I'm pretty sure. Where William tells none of his kids to go near the animatronics because they don't want him to be seen with it. His kids or his wife, Elizabeth, Michael, and the youngest Evan. Michael torments Evan for having plushies of the animatronics that William and Henry are creating, which will be the future brand of them. Michael torments Evan with a Freddy nightmare mask, and William soon protects his own son by making nightmares, giving him nightmares so that he wouldn't come near close to an animatronic after losing Elizabeth. Michael then goes and tells him to go for a kiss. Fredbear. After Evan's birthday, Evan soon gets chopped up by Fredbear and dies because of his crying tears when he was inside the spring locks. It activated it, causing it to go off, slowly dying. While in a coma, William talks to his youngest child, Evan, telling him that he's broken and that he will be fixed again. But he never does. Evan then possesses the spirit of Golden Freddy, one half of it belonging to him, since the other half, Cassidy, is already taken. Henry then finds out, or already knows, that William is responsible for the deaths of the children, and slowly he stops being business partners with William, kicking him outside of his franchise and creating Five Nights at Freddy's 2, aka Juniors, a reopening for Fredbear's Diner. Henry creates toys animatronics that have face recognition, so that means if they can't be seen with William, because if William gets seen with them, then the company gets a bad name, and that means 5 more children will die, and Henry doesn't want that inside of his criminal record. So he makes voice recognitions and also face recognitions inside the toy animatronics. So if they see a criminal, they will make a tune, but if they see William, then they are on lock and they will try to kill William for all the crimes that he's already done. William soon creates more animatronics of his own, calling them Circus Baby and Fun Entertainment. The animatronics that people can rent out for birthdays and stuff like that. Their whole sole purpose is just to collect children. One of them, Circus Baby, is an animatronic that Elizabeth truly loves, but William doesn't let her daughter see it because he doesn't want another child one of his child to die and possess one of the spirits, like Evan. William doesn't know that Evan is inside the Golden Freddy suit just yet, but you know, Elizabeth being a little bitch, she finally goes and talks to Circus Baby by herself, and Circus Baby offers her ice cream. Once she finally goes in close to her stomach, Circus Baby has an impaler inside of her chest and slowly just grabs her and put her inside and losing another child. After the loss of Evan, William was too busy fighting with Michael since he's caused him responsible for Evan's death. Michael then gets kicked out of the house. Michael being kicked out of the house, he knows that he has to find a place of his own, so he works as a night shift in Freddy Fazbear. And that is why he plays as a night shift inside the first game. Except the first game doesn't take part just yet since it's just the reopening. And afterwards, William then finds the Spring Bonnie suit, you already know. He finds a way how to get inside the grand reopening of Freddy Fazbear's. He finds the toy animatronics, he finds the dismantled ones, and then he finally dismantles them, setting the souls free. Once again, those souls finally lock onto him, and boom. Or I guess it's not really like that. I guess the story is Elizabeth dies, Michael is still alive, William has had enough that 2 of his children dies. He blames Michael for one of them, and then he blames Michael for the other one because he's already mad enough. Later that day, Michael is kicked out of the house. William has a fight with his wife. His wife then dies somehow. No one knows how. And Ballora is a good candidate for her. Come. After William finally gets inside the toy place and finally causes 5 more deaths, including Henry's daughter, the marionette, or what's her name, Charlie. Charlie dies. William is sad again because his daughter died, thanks to his old best friend. And afterwards, Charlie then possesses Marionette, giving life to all the animatronics and finally giving them a suit, which Cassidy is given life to Golden Freddy as well as Evan. And they finally make Golden Freddy. We're not dead. After giving life, the place closes down due to 5 more deaths that happen. We never really know why. Or a couple more missing too. The toy animatronics get scrapped, and all of their parts are used to make the animatronics that were stuff in the old back room. As soon as those guys are finally repaired, they go to the new building that Michael security guards with, and yeah, it was finally told inside that reel that the spring locks are finally getting retired, put in the back room, even though the spring Bonnie one is already being used again. It's getting used again, and Michael then just becomes a security guard. He knows that all the or he doesn't know that the spirits are inside that, but by that point the spirits are inside the animatronics roaming free. William finds a way in. He dismantles all of them, letting the souls free. Then afterwards, the souls go fight back. They lower him inside the Spring Bonnie. He goes inside the Spring Bonnie. Due to the water inside the running thing, since it was raining that night, water was inside the storage room and landed on William since those spring locks activated, forcing him to finally pretty much die and the spirits are let free. And so Henry sees that when he walks in back in the pizzeria. Instead of helping his old friend out, he buries him inside the wall, basically putting him in the wall, rotting him to die. Though he doesn't die and comes back years later, 20 years later, 2023, that same place that was basically burnt or abandoned, the place is abandoned. That pizzeria is still the same as the first game, but it's called Freddy Fazbear Frights, and it is used as an attraction that everybody goes to for laughs and scares. Since this is a Halloween gig, the employees, Henry leaves the company by this point. The employees continue on. When they were trying to dismantle some of the things so they can get some of the cool things out of it, they find Springtrap, thinking that it's just a scary animatronic. They actually put him out for display, and Springtrap is finally set free, aka William Afton. William then finally is set free. The place burns at the end though, because Michael is the security guard. He finds out that his father. Okay. In that game, what is it? Michael is the security guard. He doesn't find out that Springtrap is actually his father, but Springtrap is set free again after being like 20 years in the wall from Henry. Henry left the company. The end of the game, there's a fire that happens. That's named as Freddy's Frights. That's closed down due to a fire. In that fire, Michael actually saw Springtrap and almost escaped with him, but Springtrap told him to go to the basement of the house and see what you can find. Michael takes that advice, and later on, he goes to say what's down there. Once he's down there, he goes through a maze of things in an animatronics, and at the end of the week, he is lured to the scooper. The scooper room is where animatronics go to get scooped, and the insides, all the funtime animatronics, spirits, or even just the spirits yet, all of the spirits went into the animatronics basically, of Ennard. Ennard is combined of everyone, including all the 5 missing children that died. Not Evan or Cassidy, since they're still in Golden Freddy. No one has burned that place. No one has burnt Golden Freddy yet. But everybody else, so the 5 missing children that died, or the 4 missing children that died, Charlie's still in the puppet. Elizabeth is inside that, and as well as the others. Circus Baby becomes Ennard. Michael gets scooped, thinking that he finally died. Ennard hides himself inside Michael's body. That's what's causing him to go pink and basically rot like a human corpse. Michael thinks that is nothing ordinary until he finally throws up Ennard inside the sewers to be forgotten. And Michael doesn't die until he finally should be dead. After finding out that he isn't dead, he goes out to find William, aka his father, and that he still has answers, and he wants to set things free, or set things right. The next game, Henry finally builds a new pizzeria, makes Michael the night shift guard. He tells them that he has to bring, or Henry lures every single animatronic, including the puppet being disguised as Lefty. William, Circus Baby, and Molten Freddy. Molten Freddy and Circus Baby put together are Ennard, but Molten Freddy, which is combined of every single spirit, other than Circus Baby, as well as Charlie and Cassidy and Evan. Molten Freddy kicks Circus Baby because he's too controlling. Circus Baby, you know, is a baby, the baby. Okay, fuck you.
My bad.
Circus Baby. Wanna play right now?
I don't know.
Come off up. Michael leers everybody in. Henry burns on the place as well as Michael. The place is then underneath of security breach. Security breach happens later in the future. And Henry left the company after that, after knowing that everybody else died. Everyone else isn't dead except even William dies for a bit until a different company. After that, I don't know how to explain it. It's kind of weird. Anyways, yeah. Any questions?
Um, no.
Yeah.